Nice walk in the forest today. Climbing over and around some mountains, but not to the summit. Just going for the high elevation today and long miles. Beautiful area. Been to this area before. It's actually a part of the PCT in Oregon. Beautiful area. Nice lush forest, open areas, and then fire damaged areas. All extremely gorgeous. Even the damaged and dark and eerie sections, just absolutely beautiful, as you can see so far. Just a few miles in, a little over 1,000 feet of elevation right now. Just wanted to do a video here, kind of showing you a little bit of what I'm seeing today. Obviously, I'm not showing you everything I do. That would kind of become tedious every time I take a training hike or a jog or in nature. So just kind of doing a video here and there to keep you updated and let you see some of the things I see, especially in training. So that's what I want to do this video here today, is let everybody know exactly what I'm doing training here for my upcoming Thru-Hike, which is just a bit over 70 days away now. So it's right around the corner. Seems like just a week ago it was 90 days, but here we are. I don't know the exact number, that's why I'm saying a little over 70, but we're getting close. And excited to get this day and this elevation, and beautiful day. It's been raining all night, and this morning it pretty much stopped as soon as I started trekking here, so that's a good thing. The trail's nice and damp. A little wetter in some areas, but nothing slick. There is some mud, but nothing real slick so far, so for that I am thankful. And there's a deer running right in front of me. A little too far to show on the camera. You can see him up the trail a little bit. He just stopped on the trail and looked back, probably because he heard me talking. I'm like, what is that? I've never heard a voice before. You know, I like to pretend I'm the only human they've ever seen, but I'm sure they've seen other humans out here. Maybe not, though. Might be a youngin'. But anyway, going to show you some of these good views today, and I'm going to keep on trekking. About 3 miles an hour is my pace so far, and I have the full pack on today, part of the training, and talk to you a little bit about what I'm doing for training here. Getting closer to starting the AT. So when I was training for the PCT a couple years ago, that was my first Thru-Hike. My training wasn't quite 2 years ago, a little less than 2 years ago. And really wasn't training for the PCT. I just knew I was training for a Thru-Hike, because originally I was going to go on the AT first and then do the PCT second. And I changed my mind last minute and did the PCT first. But that was my first one. And I wanted to summit as many mountains as I could, because obviously that's what I do. That's where my real passion is summiting the mountains and putting them in the bag and conquering. For those new to the channel, just quickly in a nutshell, it's simply because it's symbolic of life and the overcoming the obstacles and trials and tribulations and mountains, metaphorically, that we have to deal with in life. That's why I love to climb the mountains. It reminds me of everything we have to come through in life and conquering, except this we choose to do. But I wanted to do the Thru-Hike, obviously, and I love Thru-Hiking. Probably will be Thru-Hiking for the rest of my life, as long as these legs and back and bones will allow me to. I will do all I can to keep moving as long as I can. But the PCT was a little different for my training. I didn't do near as much cardio. I mean, obviously there's a certain level of cardio that comes with climbing mountains, obviously, because it's a lot of steep trails. But I was doing anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 mountains a week, just climbing to the top as much as I could, getting as much elevation as I could. I couldn't do near the elevation then as I can do now, obviously. It comes with time and pushing your body beyond the threshold of what it thinks it can do. But that was how I trained for the PCT last year, going on to the AT, because I had just gotten off the PCT. It was only going to be off for a little less than 4 months. I just knew I needed to keep conditioned. As long as I kept conditioned, you know, I was going to be able to go into the AT and still have my hiker legs and still have the cardio part conditioned and ready to go, push up those much steeper mountains of the AT. So that included, you know, climbing a couple mountains a week, making sure I got my miles every day, some good miles, and I implemented doing some jogging, which I'm not a jogger. As a kid, I was a sprinter, but I was never a jogger. Short distance was my thing, but obviously long distance is my thing now. If you want to call 2,200 miles a long way. But anyway, I digress. That's how my training went last year, just to keep myself conditioned. This year was a little different coming off the AT. Everything worked out well, obviously. You know, I conditioned my body well, and I got on, and I still had hiker hunger and my trail legs right from day one of the AT. This will be a little different going into the AT this time, but yet it won't be. Not that much at all. Because I obviously came off the AT with an injury, but a month later, after things healed up, I started pounding out the mountains, started pounding out the trails, went on a 75-mile not through hike, but overnighter, a couple overnighter to do a section of the PCT I could not do a couple years ago, which the remainder of that I will be finishing up this coming year after the AT. And then, you know, I keep on going. And if you've seen my videos, or if you've been a follower who's been watching all my videos, if not, go back and check it out. But this one in particular, I had said something that is kind of my philosophy on through hikes. I always want to be ready. If I wake up in the morning and decide I'm going to go on a through hike, I'm just going to do it right now. Obviously, me and my wife would talk about that. I wouldn't just make that decision on my own. But I am spontaneous. So I want my body to be ready at all times, just in case. I don't like this, the idea, and I know several people do, and if it works for them, that's great. I'm not 20 years old, you know, anymore, so I need to stay conditioned, because going all the way down to not being conditioned and then having to get myself conditioned again to go on a through hike might not be quite as easy for me as a 20-year-old. So this works for me. And obviously the whole reason I do this is because of the health issues I've had, you know, several years ago, that this literally has saved me and got me back to good and in good health and stronger than I've ever been in my life. So this works for me. And what that is to stay conditioned all the time. So I keep climbing the mountains. I keep, you know, going on the long hikes and, you know, always with my backpack, not always the heavy backpack. I've just been doing that the last few of them, because obviously I want to be ready for the AT, and that's what I'll be doing. So, all right, let's check out some more reviews, and I'll come back with a little bit more on exactly what my training regimen will be, and is, I should say, right now for the upcoming AT Thru-Hike. So, my training regimen for the upcoming AT Thru-Hike for 2024 here in just around 70 days or so. Very similar to last year, but like last year, this part is definitely the same as any day, any year, anything I'm doing. This training regimen could change day to day. You never know. But basically, I'm doing 1 or 2 big climbs a week. And when I say big climbs, I mean long miles, anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 feet of elevation or more. There will be rarely more than that during the next few weeks. And when snow gets in the way or bad weather gets in the way where I can't do that, I'll just go to a hill and run up and down until I get to 4,000 or 6,000 feet of elevation, because that's obviously a big part of the training, is keeping condition for the elevation and the elevation gains, I should say. Being in elevation is a huge part, so I want to be up on the mountains as much as possible during those elevation gain exercises. But then also for cardio, I will continue the jogging. A little more intense than what I did last year. The cardio, you can't go wrong with it. So at least 3 or 4 5Ks a week. Normally that ends up turning into about 5 miles of jogging. A 5K is like 3 point something. And then also I will continue, obviously, just doing my long miles every day. Do take a little bit of downtime here and there, but not too much. Like I said, I want to be conditioned, like I am right now, and keep that conditioning going. At the end of the day, I just don't want to get lax. Definitely with the holidays and all the food. And that's another huge part of this training, is the food I'm eating during the downtime. I've gained some of that weight back that I've lost during the thru hikes, and I'll lose again this year. But I definitely needed to load up on the vitamins and such that my body was lacking. That gives my gut issues a little more problems when I don't have those vitamins in me. So a lot of good healthy stuff, but a lot of unhealthy stuff too, packing in those calories, because I have a very high metabolism, and obviously I keep working and exercising, training, just burning it hard right now, to be honest, because I'm going to be more focused this year than I ever have before. I guarantee that. We're going to conquer some things this year, and nothing's going to stop it. I can't say that. We can't control everything, that's for sure. But I'm going to do everything in my power to conquer this year and finish both of these, so we can move on to the CDT next year, if that's what ends up happening. That's the plan, but me and plans, I don't always stick to them. But as far as this year, that's pretty much written in stone, because that eats at me that I have 2 unfinished. Well, 1 unfinished, the other one I just couldn't do because of fires. That doesn't really count as unfinished to me as much as the AT this year. And there's nothing I would have changed, nothing I could have done any different. I'm very happy that I married the love of my life, and we're going to have a long, happy life full of adventure together, but it needs to be done this year, the AT. So that's what we're going to do. And the training has been in full effect ever since I left, but now it's been kicked up a notch. So high miles, high mountains, high elevation, high cardio, high calories and vitamins, and a lot of miles, just whether they normal trail, walking around in the neighborhood, just getting those miles somehow with the elevation, at least. I mean, elevation always, but those big elevation at least a couple times a week. That's the plan. That will keep me conditioned and ready to go in those 15, 20, 25 mile days right from the start, which is the plan. Not fooling around. Wasn't fooling around last time, but definitely not fooling around this time. So glad that you all are following. Glad to have you along. Going to do some new things this year with the camera. Hopefully will help even more views, because I really, at the end of the day, for those who are new, it's all about helping you all feel like you're there. I know some of you are here to to see the trail. Some of you here to cheer me on. Some of you are here because I'm raising awareness for osteoporosis. And some of you are here just to come along because it might be something you can't do on your own or not able to. And you live vicariously through what I'm doing. All of those things I welcome 100%. And hopefully bringing some inspiration along your way and showing you the epic views and my determination to push on. I'm going to show you some cool views here for the rest of the day. Don't know if you'll hear my voice anymore. If not, remember to live life and see some epic views. I have about 10 miles and a few thousand in elevation. I can't talk today apparently. So I got another about 10 miles here to go or so. Another 1,000 or 2,000 of elevation. It's a beautiful day. Also forgot that we'll be doing upper body every day as well. You know, chin-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, push-ups. I don't know if I said that or not. Push-ups, sit-ups, chin-ups. Not much. Not trying to bulk up. Just keeping that strong because there will obviously come parts of New England where that's going to come in handy. So I will be doing that ongoing through the trail to keep that strong because I'm not super strong upper body. Nope, I'm definitely more strong on the legs and walking and climbing. So need to keep that strong for when I get to the boulders and such to not wear myself out too much and still be able to rack up miles each day. We'll be doing a little bit of like squats and lunges as well on the legs, but not as much on that. That helps a little bit, but most of what you need comes from climbing a mountain. So that's where I like to get my exercise. That's where I like to get away and get my peace. So that's what I continue to do to stay conditioned to do what I love to do. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We have a lot to be thankful for, and one of those big ones is life itself. We've been given a special gift, and we best not squander it. Live life and live it to its fullest. I know I'm grateful for the life and the life more abundantly that I get to live every day. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I wish you and your family the best, and a safe holiday.